Good morning, family, friends, faculty, staff, esteemed guests, and of course, the graduating class of 2019. In front of me today, I see ambitious, loving, intelligent, compassionate, and courageous people who have worked so hard to be here today. And within the next few hours, you'll be handed a piece of paper that will tell of the education that you received here at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. It will outline your educational discipline and the classes you took to get that degree. However, what that piece of paper won't tell your family, friends, and your future employer is a unique journey that you traveled to obtain that piece of paper. That is your story to tell. As I reflect on my own story, I remember my younger years of piecing together what I wanted my journey in life to look like. In my head, I had something foolproof. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it, and I planned out my whole life ahead of me. But you see, this is what happened. I began to push myself towards absolute perfection, and I defined perfection by following this self-defined plan to success. Yet as I went through college, I kept missing the mark, making mistakes, and honestly, that broke me. During my time at UH Manoa, I've changed my major more times than I can count, failed a couple of classes here and there, and even packed my bags and moved to another country for several months. And at that point in my journey, I was scared, anxious, and I was ready to handle the devastation that I wouldn't be able to graduate on time, that I wouldn't be able to meet my goals, that I wouldn't be able to meet these checkpoints that I had set up for myself. I began to look at myself negatively. It messed with me mentally and emotionally. I felt as if I failed myself, failed to make my parents proud, and failed to follow this clear, linear path that I had set for myself. But the hard truth is that our journeys in life were never meant to be linear. Our lives were never meant to be following a straight line that discouraged deviation, change, and setbacks. Our lives are meant to be full of trials and tribulations, victories and excitement. The ebb and flow in the nonlinear journey is what makes the nonlinear journey exciting, meaningful, and beautiful, even when it hurts. Looking into the crowd this morning, I know we've all experienced our own journeys, but maybe with some similarities along the way. Many of us have conjured up in our heads what we perceive to be the perfect and linear journey, and that there was one set path to follow. But maybe what we've realized during our time here at UH is that there is no set path to be followed. Every single one of us here are in the process of writing our own story and paving our own unique path. I've had the privilege of getting to know some of you here in the crowd today, and I've heard your stories. Taking a break for a semester to save up for school, failing a tough class several times until you finally got that passing grade, and to my friends who fight anxiety and depression every single day. Sometimes it's even in the small things, like, forgetting to finish that one online discussion, or maybe getting another parking ticket because you got to your exam late and really needed to pass that exam to pass the class. Well, that would make sense. But there are so many of these moments or struggles that we define and label as setbacks in our journey. But these obstacles have shaped us to be the people we are today. And it's my hope that we can reflect on these setbacks to learn more about ourselves and where our future is headed. Before we leave Stand Sheriff today, I want to leave you all with a few things that have helped me on my journey and may help you with yours. One, when you feel like you've hit a breaking point, when you feel like you've failed yourself, it's always good to have a change of a perspective. Gravitate and focus on the things that encourage you to keep pushing through. Two, it's always important to be reminded of every single win, big or small, while you're on your path to success. The opportunity that we have here today at graduation is another opportunity for us to celebrate a big win in our journey. And lastly, remember that you have a support system. I thank my family, my friends that I've met through different classes and organizations, and to my professors behind me who work so hard to mentor me even through my most turbulent semesters. Don't forget, Remember to thank the people who make up your support system, the ones who have helped you along your journey. As we leave here today, we will all continue on our own unique journeys. Each of us with our own unique ways of persevering. But at the end of the day, it's important to embrace all the setbacks, to celebrate all the wins, and to tell that story to inspire others. I ask you all to speak up, because it's played a crucial role to who you are as a person here today. Earlier this year, I read Michelle Obama's memoir, Becoming, and it describes the value of your story. And she says, even when it's not pretty or perfect, even when it's more real than you want it to be, your story is what you have, what you will always have. It is something to own. Class of 2019, your wild, unexpected, and nonlinear journey is what you have. That story is what you own. And today we pick up degrees from the University of Hawaii at Manoa, but today is another time that we can celebrate a big win in our journey. But don't forget, we ought to speak up and to share about the crazy, nonlinear journey that it took to get here. Class of 2019, congratulations.